Okay, so we have now officially entered the future. Or I guess I should just say the present, because we've now finished the portion of Homestuck Beyond Canon that was known as Homestuck 2, aka the part that existed before it was put on indefinite hiatus, I guess you could say. Essentially canceled is what it seemed like. From what I understand, most people kind of read it as we probably weren't going to get the rest of it. They were saying that it was going to be essentially, rather than regularly updated, it was going to be finished in private and then dropped all at once. They were just going to put the rest of it out, kind of like how they did with the epilogues. That isn't what ended up happening at all. Most people assumed that it was just gone for good, because it was, what was it, 2020 or early 2021 when they essentially announced the hiatus. And a couple years went by, nothing happened. And then in 2023, an update is posted. A link is posted on Twitter to a new update for the comic. A bunch of stuff has changed on the website. And here we are. So, we're going to change our approach a little bit, because with the previous stuff, I was going into it sort of like an archive. It was something that had already kind of concluded its run. The people who were involved in it are no longer really involved in this. The context that it was released in is no longer really a thing, at least to some extent. So it was a different kind of approach. But with this is current. In fact, when I'm recording this, it's January 29th right now of 2025. And the team has been talking about how they're essentially gearing up to release the first, big, classic style Flash animation. Of course, it isn't actually Flash now, but Homestuck Flash of Beyond Canon. And that's really exciting to hear. So, all this is to say, the way that I'm going to go about this is a bit different. I'm going to actually take a bit more time to read the updates that they've been putting out pretty much monthly. And each of these sessions is probably going to be the length of one update. Before, I was obviously kind of just reading for about an hour and a half, and then we got through as much as we got through. But now, given that this is the current stuff, I'm going to try to go through update by update and go through any of the news posts that were posted in between. So, let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to start by looking at this first news post that was posted on October 8th of 2023, posted by James Roach, who is the current, I guess, lead director of Homestuck. I think he said he's taken a slight step back from that since then, but I'm not entirely sure on the intricacies of that. But in October of 2023, after years of no activity, this news post goes up under new management. It reads, "Hi, James here. You may know me as someone who worked on music for HiveSwap. Maybe you know me from my awful social media posts. I also wrote a few things for Press Request. Now I am in charge of a new team of people inheriting everyone's favorite webcomic franchise. So, Beyond Canon, huh? As some of you may know, I've been trying to get some Homestuck projects off the ground. A few of those things saw some movement, I'm still crossing my fingers about those vinyls. And at some point, I swore to some Rosemary shippers that I'd make sure there was some content if we won an internet poll, which we did by a complete landslide. Absolutely fucking wash those clowns. Love wins. About a year ago, Andrew approached me with the idea of finishing the Homestuck Squared story, which was originally just called Homestuck Beyond Canon. And after a few months of kicking ideas around and finding the right team, we're back, baby. It feels great. I am genuinely so excited to show you the stuff we've been cooking up. I know that the last thing anybody said about it was that it would be written in full and dropped all at once, but that was maybe a bit of wishful thinking. We've all been there. As time went on and people started moving on to new things, various opportunities and difficulties arose, and ultimately plans changed. As such, the torch has been passed to me. To address one of several elephants in the room, yes, this is a new team of people. Andrew has been calling this part of the Homestuck Independent Creative Union, which he explained a little on the About page. I've handpicked a group of writers and artists I trust, and I want to move forward with this fandom and start having fun again. I want to be more transparent and engage with the community more. I don't know if I always agree that no news is good news, so I want to try a more open policy, even if the news is kind of mundane. Sometimes the people just want to know that we're still doing anything. Fair enough. In the coming weeks, check back here, and there will be more news, more announcements, and more questions answered. I hope the story we tell is as fun for you guys to read as it has been to make. So, the Homestuck Independent Creative Union, the HICU, is the current team for Homestuck, which, as it sounds, is like a union. Just to give the TLDR, it's a union of people that are essentially given the rights to Homestuck to write and publish and sell merch as they will with the franchise, with the brand. They're not like the owners of Homestuck, but they are the group in charge of the main comic product, is kind of the way that I would put it. So with that update, they put out, where's it at? An actual update, a comic update, which is what we're going to be reading today. You see, October 8th. So we're going to be reading from this page, 408, until 454 is the last page we're going to stop on. That's where the next update started. Before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and leave this here. Before we do that, I'm going to briefly talk about my hopes, my theories, my whatever else. Because obviously this is a new team. It's a new team, new direction, new context, new everything. And I wanted to talk a bit about how there are some things that I hope get taken in a different direction, and just as equally, there are some things that I hope don't get left behind too much. I hope don't just get left in the dust. So, first off, as far as things that I kind of want left behind, I think that as interesting of an exercise as it was to mix prose in with the comic panels, I don't know how much it works. I think in the original comic, that was very sparsely done, and it was usually done only in situations where the prose noted was some kind of sardonic, lengthy explanation of something, or a recap, or something else that didn't necessarily lend itself to visuals. This has taken a different approach where even things like full scenes that are happening will be narrated, and I think it kind of misses the mark. I think it kind of kills the pace and is not taking full advantage of this medium. It would be one thing if it was the epilogues, but it's not. We have pictures again, so why not actually use them? And I know that in universe, the explanation could be Dirk. Dirk is, kind of up his own ass, and he wants to narrate all this because he thinks he's super good at it or something. But just from an actual real world, like mechanical point of view, I think it kind of. I think the format could be tweaked a little bit. I think maybe we could stand, and I don't. It's not just what I'm about to say is going to sound uncritical and sort of not like, how do I put this? I want it to be more like old Homestuck. And that sounds like me just saying like, oh no, I miss Homestuck. I want it to be more like Homestuck. But I don't mean that just because Homestuck was Homestuck. I mean that because I think it did a better job at utilizing the webcomic medium to tell a story. And I think this, although it's not like a huge problem, has done a less good job of that. So if they could kind of take some notes from that, go back to a sort of more dynamic, like sped up pace, then I think it would benefit heavily from that. The big thing that I don't want them to leave behind. Please don't leave behind the fucked up characterization and events of Earthsea. Please. Because so many people complain about it. So many people don't understand that it's part of the point. And I don't want them to just kind of capitulate to that and say like, okay, fine, we'll make the characters just like how you like them again. Because the Candy timeline, Earthsea, is supposed to be this like, I mean, it explained it. It's beyond the event horizon. It's this place that is stuck within itself. It cannot communicate with the rest of the universe, and it is this like nightmare world where everybody is kind of forced into the most exaggerated, extreme versions of themselves, and everything is over the top and silly and like just beyond the pale, right? I don't want them to change that. I like that aspect of it, and I like the idea of sort of that being slowly unraveled over time and things getting worse and worse until eventually something has to happen to burst that bubble. But I hope you understand what I'm saying. I don't want them to just drop that for the sake of placating the fans. I want them to kind of stand by that a little bit. I don't know if that'll happen or not, but those are kind of the main things. Those are my main things. Is I hope the writing gets a little faster, a little less sluggish, and I hope the characterization and weird plot bullshit doesn't get too left behind or too altered in any huge way. Huge preface prologue out of the way. Let's get into this. Beyond Canon. Looks like the fucking. Where's the sound effect? In the Alternian justice system, there is no such thing as a defense attorney or a defense. Terezi, legislator shit. Where did you go on the night of 2 days ago from whatever date it is today? The silent treatment again, huh? Your Honor, permission to treat the witness as both mysterious and hostile. Her Honor, Rule Terezi. Permission granted. Proceed. Legislator, proceed. The night of the crime. You were in my cave, were you not? Accused, dodge the question. I don't see why that's... HHG, grow tired of these shenanigans. Answer the question. So what if I was? I had every right to be there. It's Terezi the accused. I love her new outfit. It's so snazzy. You heard her. She had every right to be there. And why wouldn't she? But having rights is a hungry business, isn't it? I suppose it is. One could hardly blame you if you were feeling a little peckish, a smidge famished, just a tiny bit ravenous. Well, yes, I was hungry, so how hungry? What? How hungry would you say you were? I don't know. Pretty hungry enough? Legislator accuse. To eat a horse? Terezi's weird horse-shaped bug snacks. This is stupid. Let's try something else. Doing like a noir fucking thing now. Deltritus nights are an unforgiving mistress, and the days aren't much better. With any luck, you find yourself on the blunt end of a sharp cane. But Lady Luck has left the building after running up a tab she couldn't pay. And brother, I'm here to collect. No, this isn't right either. Been a while since we last talked. A lot has happened. Most of it sucked. I know how it looks. You'd be a little stir-crazy too if the only people around were the most insufferable people in the universe. I thought I was having fun at first. It was kind of interesting being a part of something bigger than myself. Or maybe that's something I said to distract myself from what I had to do. Which is still unclear to me at this point. Some seer I turned out to be. I can tell what I need to be doing, but not exactly where it's leading. I used to love investigating this sort of thing, navigating the limitations of my powers. Not that it isn't fun anymore, I just think I'm in a rut. Lots of messages from Derek. I'm supposed to be an impartial judge for this insanely unethical contest of theirs. A role I probably would have been stoked about before everything went wrong. Maybe wrong isn't the right word. Everything has just spiraled completely out of control. They want to pit their species against each other in a new session of Scrub, or Spurb, whatever. Glurb of Portent's Most Grim? Glurb? Who the fuck is that? Oh, it's this fucking thing. Or one of these fucking things. They probably created dozens of them by now. These things look like they're created to suffer. I didn't know if it was meant to be blurry or it just didn't load it yet. Kick. Oh my god. Disgusting! I have had it with all these wretched little creatures. Lalonde just leaves them wherever when she's done with them. You would not believe the nonsense I have to endure on the daily. I used to love nonsense. I'm gonna need to interrupt you for a moment. Oh, this is fucking dark. You piece of shit. You're laying in the dirt again. After all that time we spent alchemizing all of those fun little costumes for you. Looks like you aren't answering me, which I'm fine with. This is only a formality. I'm going to send you the finalized version of my species. As the impartial judge, it's only fair that you're afforded a preview of the winning team. I could easily forego the permission settings of your device, but as a token of good faith, I've decided not to. Satyr final 2.bro. What the fuck is a .bro file? I've already installed the appropriate observation app onto your device to save us both some time. I've also set you up with admin access to the session's terminal. You're welcome for that, by the way. I see. Do you? Tastes like horse shit. I heard that. Oh my god, I don't care. I can smell what you smell, taste what you taste. Nothing you do is unknown to me, really. Speaking of, if you think I'm not wise to your subtle little scheme, think again. Wow, King, you are so powerful. How did he taste? Pretty bland. Oh, then how about you're wearing the more sensible outfit I've alchemized for you? That tastes like victory. Not because you made it for me. I liked my old outfit fine. I liked the colors. Honestly, I thought this was a joke. Eventually, the outfit pile just keeps getting smaller until finally, joke's over. You looks like shit. A truly bold statement for someone currently dressed like a little lad with an anime cape. I'm not dressed like a little lad. You are dressed like a little lad who loves berries and cream but still finds time in his packed schedule to shop at the mall. Oh, ho, ho, how I do love my berries and cream, Desune. That's you. That's what you sound like right now, I bet. How would you know what I'm wearing right now? Maybe I'm posted up in a tank top and jeans. That'd be pretty classic. You wear your precious little maroon karate lordling outfit basically every day. I know this to be true. It's the only fun thing about you anymore. I don't have time to tell you how wrong you are about this, but I will. I guess time is more your brother's thing, isn't it? I wonder what he's doing right now. She'll have to keep wondering for some time, though her strength as a seer is commendable. Her unascended limitations won't allow her to. Boring! Stop that! Tell me! No. Tell me! Nah. You don't actually know, do you? You can't see him, can you? Of course I can see them. Then tell me, big shot. I don't need to do that. Tell me, 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 tell me. Wait, what was that? Did you fucking break her phone? Did you see that? Nobody writes my story but me. And this time, I'll get it right. Meanwhile... Oh, right, because she fucking got Calliope out of her head. Oh my god. Re-dead. John, investigate noise. Oh, this is a new art style. That's interesting looking. I love this. This is like... You know what this reminds me of is like kind of Act 4 era when Hussey first started experimenting with like hero mode style stuff. That's kind of what this reminds me of. Following Roxy's instructions, you proceed in the direction of the noise and go meet up with your old friends. You approach where you thought you heard them, but to your surprise, you hear an unfamiliar voice grumbling something incoherent. Rose? Jade? Kanaya? Oh my god. Is he playing fucking Donkey Kong? Wait a minute. You're not Rose. Incredible powers of deduction. I'm not Rose. Get out. What are you doing here? Eating a sandwich? What? No, I mean, what are you doing here in the meteor? I live here. It's like I'm fated to wind up back to this idiotic rock every couple of sweeps. I'm sorry? Real mess of things you made out there. Yeah, well, we're trying to fix that now, which is why I need to find my friends. Kinda fucked up you guys to let this happen to begin with. So, anyway, on the topic of you living here, does Roxy know about this? Why wouldn't she? Huh. How do you know her? Who do you think hooked me up with all this sick ass? Who do you think hooked me up with these sick ass shades and gave me all these ape games? Ape games. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. Are you guys close? Who? Me and Roxy? I guess. We squat up a couple of times a week. Why do you care? You worried I'm moving in on your ex? Hmm. 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 What is going on here? Sorry, I had an answer, but then I started actually considering it. Am I jealous? Hmm. If I tell you straight up, no, we aren't hooking up, will you stop? Maybe? God damn it. Listen, coming from someone who has shared breathing space with you only on occasion, it's obvious to me you're not supposed to be the thinking guy. We've met before? Uh, Pirate ship, double eye patches, girlfriend ascension. Double eye patches! I remember you now. You were at Mystery Jade's funeral too. Sure. Sorry for not recognizing you. The eye patches are pretty distracting. Like every time I see them, I have to stop and think, wow, that looks really, really stupid. Yeah. Are you still hanging out with that creepy alive girl? On a spiritual level. Cool. Is she also dating Roxy? What? I don't know. I don't make it my business to keep tabs on that. I'm busy. You're gaming. I'm fucking gaming. Speaking of which. So, what were you guys up to before this? What the fuck? Is there a prerogative here? Are you spades baiting me right now? Honestly, I don't know what that means. I suppose, how do I say this? Contextually, I always find myself going to a lot of places and meeting all these people, but most of it never matters to me until I'm not doing anything at all. Last time that happened, it was for 10 years, and it only changed because I started talking to people again. I did this to myself, why did I ask? I guess I'm, in gamer terms, it's the same as screwing yourself over by not checking every non-playable character's dialogue box. Any one of them could have the clues you need. So... Come on. Come on. Die. Don't be like that, dude. I promise no more questions after this. Do you not want to because it just isn't important? Excuse me. My vestigial digits get more important shit done on Wednesday nights than your ill-dressed body's done your entire life cycle. But I'm not going to go into all that because I don't know you, and I do not respect you. It only make you feel bad anyways. Well, why would it make me feel bad? I can smell it on you, man. You stink. I stink? Yeah, you smell like a guy who's never had any bitches. What? I have a son. I have a house full of pictures with him. That is physical proof I have had bitches, thank you. As someone who has been friends with every woman you are attempting to categorize into this, I can assure you, they were not your bitches. You were theirs. I was the bitches? This was the missing puzzle piece, Roxy's ex. Your arc is over. You can go home now. My home burned down. Sad. You know, it is tragic, though. I have not been able to play this game the whole time because someone was talking over the sound. Oh! Sorry. Words don't mean much. Words don't mean much. Only actions. Well, I suppose I left the Vriskas waiting long enough. See your eye patches. Not wearing them. Or not, who knows. Wait. Huh? Change my game for me. I think, yeah, this is the next update. Okay, well, that was funny. That was such a fucking funny, good scene. And Terezi's being Terezi. Yeah, this was a fun update. That's a development. Solix being. Oh, that's so good. Okay, well, already I have to say, no crazy long strings of text, no like third person epilogue style narration. It was actually, anytime there was anything like that, it was second person. It was you, except for when Dirk was talking, which makes sense. Most of it was just pester logs, though. Yeah, not a lot to go on yet, but good signs, I would say, because all of this was really fucking funny, and there was no fat to be trimmed. Just a lot of funny ass dialogue and good looking art. The art already is like so good. I love like this. They're going for a few different styles here. This looks more like how the original Homestuck 2 run looked, whereas like this is an entirely new style for it, and it really works. Like this is working for me. This heavy line art, sketchy kind of hero mode-ish style. It's real good. I'm liking it a lot.